back, Sunday Society, to another amazing episode of Taking Back Sunday. I'm Bianca.
And I'm Hannah.
A.K.A.
Cindy Lou Who.
And the Grinch.
Well, I never knew that I could have hair this tall. The taller the hair, the closer to God, guys.
That's right. And today we have a very special version or episode of our Am I the Bad Guy stories, where we are looking at all holiday themed stories, and we're calling it Am I the Grinch?
Yes.
So buckle up, babies, because it's about to get Grinchy up in you. So grab your hot cocoa, get comfy, and let's take back Sunday. All right, Hannah, I would love to hear what Cindy Lou Who has for her first Am I the Grinch story.
So I actually have, before I go into my story, I want to know if I am the Grinch.
Oh, okay.
I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. But we never have my bonus daughter for Christmas morning because it's just the way it is. So on Christmas Day, when everybody gets here at noon, that's the same time she gets here, I make everybody wait until my daughter opens every single one of her Christmas morning presents. Am I the Grinch?
No, I think you're the Santa.
Oh,
You're the Cindy. You're the Cindy.
I was worried that I was, just a little too much with it.
No, that makes her day special.
I'm like, nope, everybody, all 25 of you, watch Adeline open her presents.
I'm sure that she loves the attention.
She does not.
So no, I think you're the Cindy.
Okay.
All right, so you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go. I'm excited for this.
Am I the Grinch for suggesting we lock up Christmas presents after what my niece did last year? Okay. Every year, my siblings and I, alongside our families, spend Christmas with our parents. We stay at their house for a few days. Everyone opens gifts together. It's hectic, but a lot of fun. The kids enjoy having one big sleepover with their cousins. My mom likes having everyone home again. We all pitch in. It's a win-win. Mm-hmm. Last year, my brother married Sally. She has a 7-year-old daughter, Mindy. What names are these? This was their first Christmas with us. It seemed like they were having a fun time. Christmas Eve, all the kids went to the finished basement to sleep. We told the kids to not open up gifts without us and to wake us up when they did. This was repeated several times. Once the kids were asleep, we put all the gifts under the tree and eventually went to bed ourselves. The next morning, around 6 a.m., I woke up early and headed downstairs. I find the living room a mess. Half of the gifts were unwrapped. Several of them had been ripped from their boxes. There was Mindy playing with some of the toys. Most of the ones weren't even hers. She knows how to read, and they were all labeled, so she knew this. I was in shock. I went and got my brother, Sally, and the rest of the adults. Sally was super embarrassed. My mom was very upset. The other kids weren't up yet, so we tried to salvage what we could while Sally talked to Mindy. Not everything could be fixed, and she had broken a couple of toys completely. The broken ones weren't even her toys. Luckily, not everything was damaged, and even the boxes that were, the kids didn't notice. But my nephew, my sister's son, had one of his big gifts destroyed, and he was sad when everyone else got theirs, and he was told he'd have to wait for a new one to come in. Sally and my brother reimbursed everyone. Mindy didn't get to open gifts with everyone, but joined the festivities later. She apologized, but kept making excuses. She said she didn't want to wait, and she wanted to see what everyone else got. We're all preparing to go to my parents again this year.
Sounds like a menace.
Dennis the Menace. Exactly. I put in the group chat that we should either lock the door to the living room this year or put a gate around the tree so no one can get to it. I didn't even name names, just specifically said, quote, no one. Sally and my brother got mad, accusing me of treating Mindy like a baby or an animal. I said I'm not, but this is a precaution so none of the kids are tempted. They said this isn't necessary and I'm holding a mistake over Mindy's head. I said, no, I'm not.
Mistake.
I'm trying to make sure we have no repeats. I don't think Mindy was malicious. She was only 6, but I do think precautions should be made. My parents agree with me, and my brother is mad that I put it in their heads. Am I the Grinch for wanting to lock up the presents?
Absolutely not.
No, I would be so... That would be so frustrating. Like, it sounds like everyone handled it appropriately. And even this, I feel like, is an appropriate precaution.
Yeah, and it wasn't a mistake.
No,
That
it was an intentional choice.
A mistake is I have a bowl and I drop it and it breaks.
Exactly. This was not an accident. This was a choice.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
That little girl sounds like the worst.
Yeah. And you know what?
She's the Grinch.
She's the Grinch.
Yes.
She stole all the presents.
Yes. Okay, are you ready for my first real one?
Yes.
Is my grandma the Grinch?
Oh, no.
My grandma is notorious for giving awful gifts. One year, she gave us the Bible on VHS.
No.
The year...
Not the Bible.
The year was 2012, and no one had VHS players by that point.
I have to keep touching my
She gave me a guitar for my 10th Christmas, and then made me pay her back for it.
What?
I mean, I have never heard of paying someone back for a Christmas gift.
No.
She gave me a gumball machine with expired candy and kept the key to get the money out of it. She said the money I used to put in the machine was payment for the machine. Again, this was a gift, not a business investment.
Oh my gosh.
But the best one was the cooking pan set she gave me last Christmas.
Oh no.
With egg residue on it from when she last used.
Grandma's out here reusing her own kitchen appliances or re-gifting them.
Is my grandmother Grinch for clearly not knowing etiquette for gifting?
Yes, she is a Grinch and a funny Grinch.
I was like,
I'm gonna keep this key and get all these quarters out of this gumball machine.
And she made him pay back
The
the guitar.
Yes, she is the Grinch.
You do not ever give someone something. So,
Jeez Louise. Yes.
Someone needs to teach her that if you're going to re-gift something,
you at least clean it out.
Leaving like scrambled egg residue.
I know the crusties that they're talking about around the rim.
And then the VHS in like 2012. Grandma, come on.
Right, come on.
Oh.
That's not the vibe.
Yeah. Okay, that's my first one.
That was a good one. That was a good one to start with.
All right,
so
go ahead.
I think that we should point out that we do have a small studio audience today. We are doing this at Hannah's house, and we've got some kids here that are giving us our live, real-time reactions.
Yes.
So if you hear some giggles in the background, our podcast is not haunted. There are little girls in the back watching us tell these stories and giving their feedback. Yes. Okay, my second story. Am I the Grinch for, quote, ruining Christmas and being upset the only gifts I got from my family were joke gifts? Some background. My family likes to play pranks with Christmas and birthday gifts. It's nothing new. I, female 21, as well as my 5 siblings from 29 to 37 years old, have all been pranked on our birthdays and on Christmas, and usually it's 1 or 2 gifts. This Christmas, though, I was the only person to get all joke gifts. For example, I unwrapped a MacBook from my brother, but when I opened it, it was just some chocolate. Dang, Oreo! Oreo's like, that's ridiculous. Which I don't eat, so I gave it away. And the MacBook was actually given to my sister inside a bag she wanted. Another gift was what I thought was a book I put on my Christmas list was actually just the book cover put on a dictionary. When I asked my mom about the book, she told me she gave it to my sister-in-law. This went on with each present my siblings or parents had given me. AirPods was just a charger block, adapter, gift cards were used and had 0 balance, a card with Monopoly money, and so on, totaling about 12 joke gifts. I realized I went out of my way to get everyone something that they wanted or liked, and they didn't get me anything.
Oh.
At this point, I was bummed, so I went to the living room to watch TV with my boyfriend. At dinner, they were all talking about how much they loved their gifts, and when my dad asked why I hadn't said anything about mine, I said there wasn't much to say. Everyone but my boyfriend laughed, and my mom said it was no big deal as everyone else got some gift jokes. As everyone else got some joke gifts. I told her every gift I got was a joke gift, and that the ones they got was also followed by the real one. My dad told me I needed to relax as I'm making a big deal of, and I'd have next Christmas to get stuff on my list. So it's like they're just going to skip this Christmas for them. Not wanting to go back and forth, I told my boyfriend I wanted to leave and we can spend the rest of Christmas break with his family, then go home. My family got mad and told me to go and to just stay away because it wasn't serious. I left and put my phone on Do Not Disturb during the drive, and by the time we got to my boyfriend's parents' house, I had several missed calls and texts from them calling me names like ungrateful, sensitive, and childish. They said I ruined Christmas and my parents are upset that I left. The next day, I exchanged and opened gifts with my boyfriend and his family, and one of the gifts I had gotten was the book I wanted. The book that my mom pretended to give me. I posted it on my Instagram story, and not even 0 minutes after posting it, my sister sent a screenshot of my story to the family group chat, and they basically got mad at me for leaving and telling me I ruined Christmas over some presents. They told me I owe everyone, especially my parents, an apology because my mom spent New Year's sad because of my actions. Boo frickin' who. Now, I just want an outside party to tell me if I'm the Grinch here. Am I in the wrong for being upset about the gifts and for leaving? After reading their messages and sitting on this for a few days, I'm now feeling like maybe I was upset over nothing and need to apologize.
Do not let them gaslight you.
That is ridiculous.
That is the worst. Your family is the worst.
The worst.
Okay, so number one, it would have been funny if eventually they'd have been like, actually, here is the book or whatever. You bought a book, you gave the cover of the book that you wanted.
On a dictionary.
And then you gave someone the book that you bought that you wanted to someone else.
Yeah,
it would be
malicious.
Okay as
that
like a joke if there were other gifts. Like my dad one time gave me this big box and I opened, there was tons of peanuts and I'm digging and I literally, there's nothing in there. And there was a paper that was like, sorry, we couldn't get you the laptop you wanted. It was too much money. And I was like so bummed. And I sat there and didn't say anything. And I just tried to act like it was okay. And then a few minutes later, he was like, hey, you want to dig further into that box? And the laptop was in there. So like my dad is like that, but like they got me the laptop.
I was going to say, you still got what you wanted.
She had every right to leave. Yeah. She wasn't throwing a fit. She was just like, this isn't okay because it's not okay.
That wasn't okay.
And unless she's just the worst gift giver ever known to man, I want to know who this girl is so that I can send her real gifts.
And what book did you want, baby?
Yes. Oh, well, she got it. Yeah. So, but I really do. I want to give her gifts because I feel so bad. Her family's the worst.
I hate that, like, she adds an edit that says there might have been some misunderstanding. My Christmas list didn't include expensive gifts, nor was I upset that I didn't receive expensive gifts. Like, nowhere in there did I ever get the impression that
you
she
were
was
materialistic or needed expensive gifts. Exactly. You asked for a book.
A book.
All right, are you ready for my next one?
I am.
Okay. Am I the Grinch for uninviting my oldest daughter to Christmas over Santa?
Ooh, maybe.
I'm 43 female, have children with very large age gaps. My oldest is 25 that I had in high school. Then with her ex. Then we separated. I married my husband much later. My younger two are 9 and 7. My younger children believe in Santa, while my daughter's son doesn't. She raised him not with the Santa magic, which is perfectly okay. I just rather not have ruined it for my children who do believe in Santa. I was having Christmas at my house and I asked my daughter if she'd please talk to her son because I would like the magic to not be ruined for them. I still put packages under the tree from Santa. And then I leave out cookies and reindeer treats.
Oh, that's cute.
My daughter told us she wouldn't make her son lie, and my children are old enough to understand if her son decides to say something. I told her if she wouldn't talk to her son, then they could spend Christmas at their apartment. My daughter didn't like that and said I was choosing my younger children's happiness over hers, and that I was being completely unreasonable. My husband supports me, but thinks I might be a little high-strung as our children are getting older. I just want to keep the Christmas magic alive as long as possible. Am I the Grinch?
No, I take it back. Not the Grinch.
Not at all.
Your daughter's kind of the Grinch.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. There's nothing wrong with wanting to keep that magic alive.
No, I honestly am very sad that somebody would be so self-centered.
Yeah, that's truly what it is.
It's
selfish.
probably some kind of deep-rooted selfishness or jealousy or something.
Why be that person? Why be so rude? You're self-centered is exactly the right word.
So rude.
Speaking of self-centered.
Okay.
Am I the Grinch for refusing to make lasagna for Christmas?
What?
After what my mother-in-law did last year.
It's always the mother-in-law.
Always the mother-in-law. I, 30 female, have been together with my husband, Michael, 31 male, for 7 years, married for 3 and dating for 4. My mother-in-law, 58 female, has always hosted Christmas ever since I've known him. I've always made lasagna for Christmas and other special occasions. I'm essentially the family lasagna maker.
Okay.
And I honestly don't really mind since I love to cook and bake. However, last year my mother-in-law decided to make lasagna based off what she saw me doing when she was at my house and a recipe she got off the internet. I was surprised that she prepared a pan of her own, but didn't say anything, and even got a small piece. It did not taste good. And it was barely touched, whilst mine had almost half gone near the end of dinner. That infuriated my mother-in-law, and she wound up doing a rant about how everyone loves me more than her and tried to throw my lasagna in the trash. I say tried because it mainly ended up on the floor. Michael and I quickly left after that, and my mother-in-law has not apologized for it since. Yesterday, she called me to confirm what I was making for Christmas this year, and on her list of things I should make was lasagna. I politely said I wasn't going to make lasagna due to last year's incident, and I'd be happy to make anything else. My mother-in-law wasn't as polite and called me vindictive for refusing to make the lasagna over a small mistake. I just refused again, and it made my mother-in-law angrier, so she told me that unless I show up with lasagna in hand, she wouldn't let me be at the Christmas celebration.
Bye, Felicia. Bye,
Good
Felicia. Wave them off, Wanda.
Oh, this part I don't like. My husband says it's easier to just make the lasagna to keep the peace.
Oh,
and I
shut
shouldn't.
up. Shut up.
Yes, and I shouldn't hold my mother-in-law's mistake that she made out of anger against her.
Your mommy. You know what I really want to do while you're talking?
What? Oh, I
can't
know.
do it.
I know. If you know, you know. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. Word got to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law from my mother-in-law,
Oh my
and they're
gosh.
saying I should also make it, even if it's just half of what I usually make.
Excuse me. The mother-in-law is
Everybody.
trying to get everybody on her side.
Mhm.
Yeah, they all want that yummy lasagna.
That's right.
That's not the point.
That's not the point. The mother-in-law acted like a baby and threw it in the trash.
Yeah,
Who does that?
you.
Screw you, lady. Goodbye.
Freaking people, man. The
So-
audacity is given for Christmas. Given away.
It's got on it's on holiday special.
The Black Friday audacity sales. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I
I
agree.
wouldn't have cooked the lasagna
I
either.
wouldn't have either. I'd be like, I'll just stay home then. You know what? I would cook lasagna and eat it myself.
And
The whole
post that
pan.
on Instagram.
The whole pan. I would just, even if I brought it, I'd be like, this is mine. Like Bianca on the name, on the container.
Write it in sauce.
Right. So, no,
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
think that they are the Grinch.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right. You got a good one?
Maybe.
Okay.
Am I the Grinch for refusing to participate in Christmas activities with my wife and kids?
Maybe.
My wife has always been more into holidays than me because she didn't have much of a family and they were dysfunctional. Whose isn't? Let's
Right.
be honest.
Especially at the holidays.
Yeah. I grew up in a huge family and have already experienced as many big Christmases as I need. It wasn't a big deal, but since we have kids, 2, 5, 12, she is obsessed with making it special.
Sure.
Over the years, she started a lot of new traditions that include decorating the tree and a bookshelf with the kids. She knows that I don't like to bother with any of that. I mean, I let her do it, but I don't want to be involved since weekends are my days off and that's just unnecessary work.
Agreed, Oreo.
The thing is, she keeps asking me if I want to help or go with them to see lights, which takes forever, or do gingerbread houses. I could not have been
How
clearer.
dare she?
I
How dare
could
she?
not have been clearer. So today, when she put up the tree, I just avoided all of that by staying in my room with the bedroom door closed.
You've got to be kidding me.
She
Grow
says
up.
that I am the Grinch for refusing to
Literally.
participate and that I'm acting like I have holiday-related trauma.
I mean, I don't know if I'd go that deep. But...
When really, it's the weekend, it's my time, and I just want to relax. I don't see what the big deal is. So she called me the Grinch for telling my kids Santa is fake. They didn't believe me, so I'm not even sure why she's mad. I get that she's trying to give the kids what she didn't have, but it's not my fault that she had a hard childhood. It seems like something that she needs to get over instead of trying to play catch up. So, my wife wants to make a big deal out of Christmas when I just want to break. Am I the Grinch for trying to scale back?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, you're the jerk. Oh my God.
First of all, you're making memories with your kids. It's not about you.
It's not about you.
He's saying like, oh, I've had all of this when I was a kid. Of course you did. Your wife wants your kids to have that.
Exactly. That is another self-centered thing. That is terrible. I don't think he's got any trauma. Like, no Christmas trauma, but it's
no.
Dude.
He's now, and guess what, sir? A lot of us work Monday through Friday and still do Christmas things or things for our kids that are not just hanging out and relaxing in the evenings or on the weekends. Get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
You jabroni.
Grown jabroni. Get out of here.
Jabroni.
Just grow up. Grow up. That's what I have to say.
Whip. Look at my head. Whip.
Mine don't do that.
I whip my hair back and forth. All right, what's your next story, girl?
Okay. Am I the Grinch for not depositing my Christmas check? This one, I don't know. Truly, at the end of it, I don't know. I have opinions on every single other story that I have. This one, I don't know. For Christmas, I, 29 female, received a very generous check from my parents. I wasn't expecting it, and they never spend this much on gifts, so it took me by surprise. Not to give exact numbers, but it was 4 digits. I was very grateful and thanked them for their generous gift. Everything was great until the day after Christmas. My dad would come up to me multiple times and ask if I deposited the check. I told him I would and that I could deposit it through my banking app. Well, the day goes on and I forget to deposit the check. The 27th comes along and I get home from work and my dad gets on me again and asks if I deposited the check. I told him no, and he seemed annoyed and again told me to deposit the check. Well, as you can probably guess, the days end with me again forgetting to deposit the check. Preach it, sister. Now it's today, the 28th, and my mom texts me while I'm at work asking if I deposited the check. I told her no, and she must have told my dad because he started angrily texting me. I asked you to do something and you didn't do it. I'm so upset with you, it's not even funny. This is a total disrespect of me and your mom. I asked you to deposit that check and you didn't. You know we did this because we love you, and you turn around and not deposit the check like I asked. I'm so upset. Just give me the check and I'll deposit it in your account if you're that lazy. Ungrateful.
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
I was shocked when I read that while at work. And I'm not going to lie, it hurt a lot. I spent most of my lunch break in tears trying to think of a response. I love my dad a lot, but I felt like his anger was out of line and needlessly malicious. Unfortunately, while my dad is loving most of the time, he does have bouts of anger like this, like once a year, not often at all. He never gets physical or anything, but is very loud. Eventually, I texted him back saying, "Hi, Dad, I'm sorry that this has made you upset. It's not that I'm ungrateful. I guess I just don't understand why this needs to be deposited right away, especially since it hasn't even been a week since I received your very generous gift. I love you very much, and I don't want this to damage our relationship. So I think it's no longer appropriate for me to accept this check. I'll give you the check back when I get home." I thought that was the best and most mature way to reply. Maybe he'll calm down. Lots of dots. No. He replied back with this: "When I tell you to do something, I want it done. When your mom asks you to do something, you do it. Now I want you to deposit that check today or I will disconnect your internet." We live in the same house, it says. "I asked for the simplest thing and you can't give that to me. I have my reasons for wanting the check cashed. You should honor my wish. As far as I'm concerned, this has damaged our relationship." I've since deposited the check like he asked, but I'm really confused. Am I really in the wrong here, or is he blowing this out of proportion?
I think that this person who is the child has a behavior. Like, this is a behavior.
Yeah.
And they're spoiled. and they don't follow through, and that dad is fed up. It's like, I gave you a check. You need to just deposit the check.
And they can do it on their phone. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is.
Definitely.
However, it's weird, though, that she was like, I don't want it. And they're like, you're going to deposit it now. Like, is this mob money? Like, what is this money?
That's stupid. No, I don't think so. I think that it's that we gave you that money. Yeah. You need to put it in your bank. They are probably worried about this person losing that check.
Right. Well, 4 digits, that's at least $1,000.
Yeah.
That's a big check.
I sympathize
that's a big check. I do too.
And the fact that you can't just like do it then, it sounds like this is probably like it just isn't about the check.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. That's a big fat check.
Yeah. Check. Mom and Dad, if you give me $1,000 from our Christmas check, it's going straight to the bank.
Trust me. That thing's deposited before the ink is dry. Yeah. All right. What you got?
I'm going to tell you, I accidentally one time at Zach's parents, I threw away a $100 bill that I got for Christmas, and we went through every single bag of trash, Christmas trash.
Did you find it?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
I would have been so horrible.
I would have been freaking out.
Yeah. It's not even like the $100 isn't that like it. You know, it was a very nice gift. But it's like, it's not the end of the world. It was the thought that I threw away that $100 that they gave me. Yeah. I felt horrible.
Yeah, I get it. I would have dug through food trash, girl.
So now, at Christmas, Zach gets all the money. It all goes straight to him. If the kids get money for Christmas, give it to your dad.
Oh, I love it. That's so funny.
Okay, so this one is very controversial.
Ooh.
And I think that you might be surprised at what I think.
Okay, I love being surprised.
Yeah. Am I the Grinch for banning alcohol from Christmas? And by the way, Reddit, you're not the vibe on this one.
Oh no, they came for them?
They were very horrible.
Oh.
My husband's family likes to drink. Every holiday, including multiple bottles of wine, cocktails. I hate drinking. I never have drank. My father was an alcoholic. I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking. This year, I'm hosting Christmas for a change. I decided since it's at my house, no alcohol allowed. We are all getting older and it's time to grow up. My husband's sister called to ask what she could bring. She saw a recipe for a Christmas martini that she wanted to bring. I told her about my no alcohol rule. She didn't say much, but must have told the rest of the family. Some of them started texting me, asking me if I was serious and saying that it is lame, but I'm not budging. Now it turns out my husband's sister is hosting an alternate.
Gosh.
An alternate gathering.
Oh my Lord.
That almost everyone is choosing to go to instead. It's so disrespectful, all because they would have to spend one day sober. My husband told me he talked to his sister and we are invited to her gathering. And he said he would go, that we should go and stop causing issues. But I won't. It's so rude. That. My husband is mad because I'm making him stay home and spend Christmas with me, but it was my turn to host and I choose to have a no alcohol policy. They could have dealt with it for 1 year.
That is controversial because, like, I'm not against having alcohol at, like, parties and stuff, but if you're getting, like, drunk and wasted, I don't know. I have a glass or two of wine at Christmas. But I would be okay if somebody was like, respectfully, we don't want that here. I don't think that it would have bothered me that much.
So coming from an addict who their addiction really was alcohol, I thought it was kind of mean-spirited. I thought the way that she came up, like she says in here.
Oh, the grow up part.
I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking.
Yeah.
They need to grow up. It's time getting... This whole feeling feels like she is trying to force her ways upon them because it's her house.
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong that the family were like, oh, we'll just have a different gathering and you can come if you want. I don't drink. I won't drink. But if I was having a bunch of people over who I knew every Christmas made a fun Christmas martini or had wine, I would allow it because I'm trying to host and make everybody feel comfortable and have a good time. She never once says that they get drunk and act stupid or there's any issues. Yeah, it's just she just said that they drink
and they go through a lot. So I just assumed.
She said multiple bottles of wine or cocktails, and I'm like, but if you have 10 people, yeah. So I am pro. You suck. and you're the Grinch because I think you're doing it in spite.
Yeah. So would you let like your family, because you host?
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
If you're drinking and being a bad, influence
Sure,
in
if
front
your
of my
behavior is
kids or
bad.
falling down. If Uncle John is, falling down drunk and falling over my kids or something, you're like, yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah.
But if you're just wanting to,
be responsible and just an adult and enjoy an adult beverage.
Yeah, it's not going to bother me. And now if she would have said she was an alcoholic and that she was a new alcoholic or that Christmas is triggering for her and she can't be around alcohol, totally different. I could understand. And that family should understand.
Yeah.
She's not in recovery. She just doesn't like it. And it really feels like she's just trying to push her ways onto his family. And then she says, my husband is mad because I'm making him stay home.
I didn't like that.
Making him stay home away from his family. I'm like, listen, girl, if he wants to go see his family, you can go with him.
Yeah. Who are you to tell him what he can and can't do?
I just did not. I think she's the Grinch.
Yeah. The only part that I give her a little grace on is that she says her dad was an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how you just wouldn't want that. But you're right. If there's no like negative behaviors that are going on with it.
Yeah, exactly. And she never mentions that. I feel like if she, and I read through comments, she never like replies or gives an update that says, oh yeah, they're like falling down drunk or they're stupid. People came for her really hard though. And I was like, that's not the vibe either.
Yeah.
Like, they said she's the Grinch.
Yeah. I mean, she could be. I don't know. I'm indifferent because I just don't know. I just haven't ever experienced it before.
Yeah. I think about you're bringing like a different family other than yours into your home.
Yeah.
I would want to do what made them feel comfortable. Like if my brothers came over and they brought beer, I wouldn't be like, we are not having beer in this house. Or if you brought like a Christmas cocktail, I would not be like, absolutely not.
But the thing is,
very early on in my recovery, I was like, I cannot be around.
You had a no tolerance policy, like
but
zero.
But it was for me. It was
there
where
was a
I
reason.
was.
Well, even now though, I even still ask you if you're okay if I order a drink at dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, will it be okay?
Fine.
And you're like, Bianca, shut up. What is the problem? And I won't bring it here. Even if I'm coming over for Thanksgiving or Christmas, I'm not going to bring it just because it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
But I've never, I'm not stumbling over.
Yeah.
But that's also not really our life anymore. Like that's not really the lifestyle that we have.
No.
And it would be weird for me to just all of a sudden start showing up with vodka bottles.
I would be like, are you okay?
And the answer would probably be no.
Like, you good, sis?
Probably not. All right, I've got one more.
Okay.
And it is a doozy.
I'm so excited. I forgot to put on my nails.
Oh, no.
Darn it.
That's okay. Am I the Grinch for leaving my in-laws' Christmas dinner after I found out that they didn't make accommodations for me?
Okay, I'm interested. Let's go.
I got invited to my fiance's family Christmas celebratory dinner. It's my first Christmas with them. I have always been picky about what I eat. Can't help it, and it has to do with psychological factors, childhood, and personal likes and dislikes. Before accepting their invitation, I let my future mother-in-law know that I wouldn't be eating the traditional food at their celebration and showed her a variety of dishes to choose from to accommodate me. She refused and told me to bring my own dish.
Yep.
Yep. I said if I had to bring my own dish when I'm a guest, then I better stay at home then. We went back and forth, and I insisted I wouldn't come if accommodations weren't being made. I just thought it was a simple request, and my future mother-in-law could have agreed if she really wanted me there. My fiancé agreed that I should bring my own dish, but I didn't. When we arrived there and I saw that no accommodations were made, I got up, got my things, and walked out the door and went home.
You sound like a Karen.
She sounds hideous.
She sounds hideous.
Oh, Lord. Okay. My future mother-in-law and fiancé were shocked. I got tons of calls and texts from them both, and my fiancé came home lashing out, calling me selfish and spoiled to walk out like that over a dish that his mom didn't have to make for me, and that it was my responsibility to feed myself. How is it my responsibility to feed myself when I'm a guest? Makes no sense to me. I told him this, and he accused me of starting crap and ruining my first Christmas with his family and disrespecting his
You
mom.
better hit the road, buddy, because this is not going to change.
That's a bad start, friend. Now he's continually saying I messed up and should have sucked it up for the family's sake. Edited to add to clear up a few points.
Oh,
For
Lord.
those saying I have no respect for my in-laws, I do, especially my future mother-in-law. I respect her, but this is so far the biggest conflict we've had. I work long hours, even on holidays, so not much time to cook. I wasn't asking for an elaborate dish or several dishes, just one simple option.
Bro, bring you a salad.
Right.
You don't have to even cook that.
I read that and I was like, are you kidding me? How did she think? Did she really think people were going to be on her side?
You know who she reminds me of? The blonde lady on The Parent Trap.
Oh, Meredith.
Meredith.
I think that's her name.
I
That
don't
sounds
know.
right.
Yes,
Not
I think
sorry,
you're
Meredith.
right.
Yeah, Meredith Blake.
Yeah, sounds like her.
Very selfish, very
Okay.
undemure.
Let's go back. Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back a couple steps. She said she would go if she cooked, if
The future mother-in-law.
would cook her something
A
that she would eat.
specific
And
meal.
she said no.
The mom said no, and I love that mother-in-law for that.
And she said no. And then she expected her, after saying no,
I know.
to still make a meal. Here's the deal. If you come to my house and there's something that you don't eat, I probably will have something alternative. Is it going to be the main dish? I don't know. Like,
No.
you
But
got
like-
turkey, you got ham.
And
Like,
greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, ham.
like, I just don't see myself being like, I'm going to make this tofu
Like,
turkey for you.
let's say Corbin in 10 years brings home a girl for the first time, and she's like, the only way that I will come over is if you make this dish at Christmas. Hannah, I know you. You're going to be like, she can suck it.
I'm going to say,
well,
we will have all of these sides that you can have.
Yeah.
But
and you're welcome to
and
bring
you're
your
more
own.
than welcome to bring whatever you would like
Yeah.
to eat.
Yeah. I would
Girl,
never
go get
expect.
you some French fries from McDonald's on the
Dude.
way or something.
I'm saying I would never expect anybody to
No.
accommodate me like that.
She
And
probably wants some kind of tofu turkey
probably
or some
I'm a
stupid.
picky eater. It's Christmas, so I would never expect.
Do you think you don't? So you don't think I would cook a meal?
No, I love you, but you would be
I do
so busy.
every time one of our friends' children is around.
But,
I make
so you
sure.
make like macaroni and cheese. You're telling me that this picky girl isn't eating mac and cheese?
But yes, okay. So I'm just saying. So there's someone.
you pregame and you
I'm
think
like,
ahead of the
okay,
game.
what if we're gonna have this,
Not
and then
us
I'm
with
gonna
the
make sure I
same.
have this sort of food,
Yeah,
so that so and so can eat. But I am
Yeah.
thoughtful in that way.
you are.
But you're gonna call me and be like, yeah, so these
This
are the options you
demanding.
can make me.
Yeah, I'll send you a list from my menu. Like here, pick.
Excuse
No.
me?
No. You're a very kind person. Like I don't want anyone to think that
Yeah.
you're not making something because you don't care. It's that
But,
you're
like-
already making so much
Yeah,
food on
and
that day.
You're one person.
One person.
You can bring, even
You
if
can-
you don't bring other food like for other people, you could bring something that you will eat.
Yeah.
And who doesn't eat salad?
Yeah. Like
Bring
I
yourself
know,
a salad. Go buy a pre-made salad and bring it.
yeah, our holiday meals, there is literally something for everybody. Like my brother Matthew is one of the pickiest eaters. Homeboy won't eat anything. But we always make sure that there's mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese.
Like
'cause he will
bread.
eat that.
You can't eat bread?
Go make a sandwich, baby.
She sounds
the
horrible.
audacity.
That man needs to leave her.
He get, brother.
Yeah. It's
Find
not
you
going to get
someone-
better.
No, that's at the first Christmas. She's already got balls that big.
Uh-huh. Oh,
It
yeah.
ain't gonna be
I
big.
put up with
They're better.
way more than that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have balls. Do now.
Yeah, girl.
Okay. Well, that one takes the
That was
cake
a good.
for me.
That was a good one to end on. She probably don't even eat cake.
She is the Grinch.
Definitely the Grinch. So this was fun.
Yes. What else do we have coming out?
Hot takes.
So, yeah, we
The
have
hottest
one
takes.
one more episode of the year, which
Oh.
is the hottest takes of 2024.
Yes.
We are looking very much forward to what might be coming with that episode.
Yes.
Very
We'll keep
excited.
it a secret. A Christmas
Hush,
surprise.
hush. Yes. And this will come out right before Christmas.
It should.
So we wish you a Merry Christmas,
We
Happy
wish you-
Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
And a happy new year.
I asked Bianca to let me do this, so
Oh,
Where are you, Christmas? Okay.
That was perfect. I'm the Grinch.
I'm Cindy Lou Who.
And we are Taking Back Sunday.
This was so
That
fun.
was fun.
Yes.
Was that a real story?
Yes.
Someone's grandma. Yes.
These are all real stories.
They're just not people we know.
Yeah, they're just submitted online. We see it. It's an ad now, so we're gonna have to wait anyway.
It's a chicken ad.
Yeah, we don't want the chicken ad behind us. Hold on. Do you know what I'm thinking right now?
Yep. Why aren't your headphones in? Do you need help?
It's just
I don't know.
we're too deep now.
Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Brooklyn is a doo-doo butt.
Okay.
Brooklyn. Okay. I don't think she heard me. Mm-hmm.
I was having Christmas at my house, and I asked my daughter if she'd please talk to her son because I wouldn't like magic ruined for them.
Mm-hmm.
I still put packages under the tree
Hold
for
on.
Santa,
The TV.
but it's really I didn't.
Not the back.
I would do whatever I could to make anybody's Christmas, whether it was my children, not my children, make them feel special.
Yeah. You see the blooper reels when once it starts, you can't bring it back. I am just the hair, the vacuum, everything. Okay, but yeah,